Hi, welcome to Istation training. Lately, we've been having some professional development sessions after school for teachers to be able to access some of the programs that we've been utilizing this year, such as Istation for grades K through 8 in reading. I know schedules are busy and it's hard to get everywhere you need to be, and so I am creating this video so that you can have access to it from school or from home. First, what you need to do is log on to istation.com, and when you log in, you're going to see this as your home page. A couple of things that we're going to go through is first, right down here where it says Teacher Resources, let's click on Teacher Resources. And actually, it logged me out, so just a minute and let me log back in. And on Teacher Resources, this is the meat of the product. What you're going to find here are different lessons that you can utilize. Teacher-directed lessons you're going to find in Spanish. You're going to find books. You're going to find writing rules that will help teach students the 6 traits: voice, narrative, expository, and persuasive writing. You're going to find sample books, and they are pre-K on up, and they're black-line master, so you could actually make copies of these. You can make copies of the intervention lessons here. There's also the letters to the parents. There's decorations for your classroom. Just lots of good information that you have at your fingertips. Whether you're a paraprofessional or a teacher, some of these things are going to be very helpful for you to utilize this program to its utmost. So that's under Teacher Resources. The next thing I want to show you is under the Reports tab. And this is going to look a little bit different depending on if you are the classroom teacher. But when you come down here under your Report Builder, early reading is for grades K1, 2, and 3. Advanced reading is for grades 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What we found out just the other day in training is Istation reading will show you just the writing samples of what the students actually do in the writing part of it. And we believe so far that this is more for grades 4 through 8. So best advice is play with it. So let's look at early reading first. When you look at the types of reports, there's many different kinds. We're going to look at the summary report first and run report. Now my report's going to be a little bit different because I get to see all of the early reading and see how each grade level, how many are in green, tier 1, yellow, tier 2, and red, tier 3. And remember, every month the students are tested to see if they've had improvement. And you can look down here how many students are in each tier. And so this gives a good overall picture of how we're doing, a good summary report. Now, if I go back to the Reports tab, if there was a report that I really liked, like I did a report in January, I can make a quick link for that report. And what I do is, instead of having to go down and select the report, it's automatically saved up there at the top. And then we should be able to access that. And so it's loading, and we'll see that in just a minute. And this is an executive summary, another report option for you. So this just shows January, but I wanted to see it because it shows progress. You can see how the students are progressing, or in January, for whatever reason, these students were not progressing in this skill. So for me, it was a nice report. But you can make these quick link reports. So let's look at advanced reading, and let's do a skill growth by tier report and run that report. And you have to pick a grade level. I'll pick 4th. And it's overall reading is the skill it's looking at. That you can pick comprehension, or you could pick another skill. And this is going to show you how they have improved since they started using Istation in the fall. So right now we're in March, and that's the March data. So really good information under the reports tab, and you just have to play with it. Now let me show you that Istation reading report. If you want to see their writing, you look under writing detail and run report, and you could pick, I'm going to pick junior high because I know they're doing some writing. I think intermediate is as well. I'm going to pick Miss Carpenter's first period, and I can select all those students. And then these are the different components to the writing. So there's sentence building, there's self-directed reading, and you can see what's underlined is what they actually wrote. So it says, write about a time when you played a trick on someone, what was the outcome of your trick? And this is what the student wrote. So this allows you to see what they're actually composing at the computer. So a great resource. Really thank Ms. Carpenter for sharing that with us at the last training. We've just kind of learned this together, and that's the point of doing these videos, so everybody can learn it. Going back to the home page, the toolbox is something that's very helpful. There's some information here that is useful. If you look at the reading level correlation, it's going to show you kind of what their abilities are, and how that relates to Lexile. So maybe for your, comparing it to your basal reader, comparing it to books in your library, this might be something that you want to share with your campus librarian. And notice it goes up through high school. Also under Toolbox is your instructional tier goals. You know, it's always nice to show a goal or give a goal to those students. That way they know what they're shooting for, where we want them to be. So for pre-K, in August, around 159, and then as they go through, by the end of May, to 182. And then that's just on their overall reading. And then there's goals for each of the different component skills of that test, such as letter knowledge, phonemic awareness, alphabetic decoding. So as a teacher or as a paraprofessional, you can look at the scores that they are earning and be able to say, hey, you're almost to your next level, you're really doing well, or we need to work, you've got some gaining to do. And of course, comprehension is critical from first grade on. Again, at the toolbox is assessment information. And because this is a new tool for us in Clyde ISD, if you take the time to look at that information, or if you need to give that to your teachers or your parents, it tells you for each grade level what the subtests are, and then it will talk to you about how that this is nationally normed. It's not just Clyde kids, it's and not just Texas kids. It's comparing our students' reading performance nationally. So that makes it a little more rigorous in and of itself. And you can look at, other than just elementary, you can look at that, and you can print those as well. They talk about cycles when you look at those teacher resources, and this just kind of tells you what the different cycles are, and you could print that. Of course, they do have training available. If you click on the training tab, there's multimedia, there's user's guides, there's learning plans, and there's an evaluation. So if this video isn't enough and you really want to delve deeper into it, you can look at getting started, about Istation, the reports, which we've kind of touched on, and then there's webinars as well. This is a great resource. We're very lucky to have it in grades K through 8. We had piloted it last spring at the elementary school, purchased it this year. We'll be purchasing it again for the 13-14 school year. But for grades 3 through 8, it was kind of a pleasant surprise because the Texas Success Initiative purchased it for all kids in grades 3 through 8. Now, for grades 3 through 8, students can access it from home. They have to have a certain icon that there's instructions here to tell this parent how to download that icon onto their computer. But once that icon's on their computer, they can access Istation from home as well, and so that makes it really powerful. I believe elementary will have that that ability as well next year. I hope this training has been beneficial to you. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We're here to help. Thank you and have a great day.